really just cleared up there on the outside. You see the good sportsmanship trying to help him out there. Excellent run, excellent job there by Coolio again. Excellent job on the outside. We saw yesterday for Burgundy, that was their big play, the QB keeper, or the QB sweep with Bowen. Unfortunately today, for them, is not doing anything. Green is staying home, playing out wide.
So with no punts, it's an automatic, if they call a punt, that's an automatic change of field position of, is it 25 yards, 20 yards?
25, I believe.
And so Green will be taking over on offense on their 35. I love watching Pee Wee because obviously the passing games are not yet developed. And so you'll see the safety and he'll be deep. And by deep, I mean 7 yards off the line of scrimmage. And just see all of these young bodies kind of compressed in there. What would you say is the average age for the Pee Wees?
Most Pee Wees are going to be around the 10 to 11, 12-year-old range. Now, it's going to sound weird because you have players who are 13-year-old playing on junior varsity. And so it really depends more on your size and a little bit less on your age. But generally, these kids are going to be in the 10 age. There are some kids that sneak in on camp a little bit younger age if they have a special waiver. But most of them are going to be around 10, 11 years old. Here's a snap, takes the ball. He's going to keep it himself, going to run outside. He's got a little bit of room there. Going to try to get outside Bowen. Gets outside. Oh, Bowen runs down. Bowen's good closing speed, able to close in and take him out there. Good run by Ryle Gamid on the play.
When young kids come to camp, it's just normal for them. They want to play, even if they're underage. I was talking to a good young man earlier today, son of our drone operator, and he was telling me that he can't play because he's only 7. And the disappointment on his face and in his voice would have ripped your heart out.
Here's Green's going to have a penalty on the flag. We'll back up a few yards, and we'll get ready to go from here to make the subs in.
So I'll put a plug in for his father, Nate Nichols, missionary to Brazil, second generation missionary to Brazil, grew up there and is fluent. He's out on furlough after his first term on the field and here just helping out at football camp. Appreciate the servant's heart. But I think little Gabe's going to have to wait till the next furlough in order to be able to play football camp.
So Burgundy's going to line up. They're going to get ready to go on this. They're going to try to, you can see the coaches coaching up their players here. So we run to under a minute in the first quarter. And Green breaks the huddle. As they come out of the huddle, we see Gamid in the gun. Next to him is Coolio, standing next to his left. Burgundy seems to be having some trouble getting lined up here.
So as they're getting lined up here, the compressed nature of the field, it's hard to see exactly what the defense is. It's looking like they're playing almost, I would say, a 6-man line. Maybe they'll call it a 3-3 stack or something of that nature. The ball, again, snap is a big deal here as we come down to the end of the first quarter. Snap is a big deal, and so there'll often be a little bit of a delay in getting the ball back, and the outside run has been a good strategy by Green. Caleb Robideau was in on the play, I think both of their last plays coming in, but because it was an outside run, they were able to run away from him.
Get to the end of the first quarter here, and we'll be at the start of second here in a moment. You see a lot of the other obvious things here at this level. Most coaches aren't willing to try passing. They do play with a junior size ball, so it does help them a little bit, as a lot of these kids have more smaller hands and aren't able to throw as well. And it does help with them just being able to carry the ball, helps present less fumbles. They're able to grip the ball more securely.
Of course, every break you will hear the coaches here screaming to meet around the water cooler. Everybody get a drink, everybody get a drink, everybody get a drink. You wouldn't think you would have to say that. You'd think the kids would just get a drink when they are thirsty, but that is not the case. And I do love the emphasis of how they're always trying to make sure that the kids are hydrated. Even on just time outbreaks, I'll see them gather around the water cooler and get some hydration.
We've had beautiful weather so far. We haven't had it been extremely hot, but it's still going to be warm up here. A lot of times you'll be in the 80s. We haven't had any of the scorchers like the 90s or high 90s, so thank the Lord for that. Beautiful weather right now. Just a wonderful, nice breeze, probably a cool low 70s, and excellent job. You have a nice breeze kind of going from south to north on the field, which would be blowing from left to right on the screen. And if you're on the drone screen, it'd be growing straight ahead towards the scoreboard.
It's a beautiful day to be sitting here. It's a beautiful thing to be doing at 8 o'clock in the morning, being able to watch some football. It's kind of almost an idyllic setting here as you look across the field. There's a large cornfield in the background, almost as if they would build it, they would come kind of scenery here. It's just very peaceful.
As we line up here, of course, we want to give a plug-in for the preaching. And again, we had a great morning service. Brother Dotson was able to preach this morning. Had a great message and basically talking to you about your life. And many young men came forward. We had some more people saved last night as well. And this morning, praise the Lord, a lot of young men making some good decisions for the Lord. As you get set here.
Good adjustments by Burgundy getting their defense ready.
Oh, high snap. He's going to get hit immediately. Excellent job there. Good on the play by David Reed coming in off the left side.
That was the same thing where I was mentioning that the snaps from Green had been a little bit of a kind of a loopy affair, delayed affair. That one was just very pronounced. And so the quarterback, who's been doing an excellent job of getting the outside, didn't really have any options. He was met essentially as soon as he caught the ball.
At this level, it's kind of, you can see they're trying to get their guys schemed up and trying to get them to block. It's not a lot of adjustments by players where in here just a little subtle, development such as having a guy blitz from the outside or whatnot can be a huge deal. Again, this is Pee Wee level, 10-year-olds, so you're going to expect some less strategy at this level. Oftentimes, if you ask these coaches, they'll say they put someone at receiver just to make someone go out and cover them, try to get them out of the box.
Just thin out the numbers a little bit.
Well, Gamut in the gun here. Oh, it's going to be back to the running back. He's going to try to get outside. He gets outside. He's going to round the corner. He's got to get around Bowen. Bowen spins inside him. They're going to bring him down there. But a nice gain off the right side there.
Good outside containment by Bowen, forcing him back in. Good run, of course, but without that outside containment, it could have been for much longer.
Excellent job there. It'll be a first down. Move the chains. Clock is running. And we're going to be running down under 5:45 to go in the first half.
So Green was in a shootout yesterday, 24-22. And I'm wondering what's the reason for the lower scoring here?
Usually on the first day, you're going to see a lot of long broken play runs, and what happens is by the second day, defenses are more locked in, and this is where your system starts to really shine and your player ability. A lot of times on the first day, you're going to have a lot of players who are coming in. They are used to just dominating. You saw yesterday, if you were watching the Burgundy broadcast, there was a lot of broken plays that resulted in touchdowns where the ball would be on the ground, people don't know what's going on, and just a great athlete picks it up and scores. Now, people are a little bit more disciplined. There's less free space, as it were, on defense. People are in better positioning, making it a little bit harder. Here's a snap. He's going to be picked up. It's going to be a run up the middle. He's going to drag him forward for maybe about a yard. Oh, still going. Comes out of the pile. He's going to get a few extra yards there. Good, solid, hard running up the middle there by Coolio.
That was another example of the shotgun snap being above his head and him having to wait for it to come down. Is it Coolio? John, we'll call him John. we'll go with John there, had to wait for the ball, and that really put him in a tough spot. Hard to snap. Snapping is an art. Every time I've been ever associated with coaching a football team, one of the things you just like, your offense will not work if you can't have successful snaps.
You'll see this even at the pro level, where there's a lot of times when there's a new center, you'll see more fumbles with the QB exchange, and also even just on shotgun snaps and whatnot, where it can be quite a problem for QBs. And so you see that, of course, here at this level. Sometimes people, especially in the lower levels, drafting someone who can snap is considered a high priority, and you see reasons why. You just kind of throw off your offense a little bit. And they got a man in motion here. Going to snap the ball. It's going to be a false start here. They're going to back green up here on the play as we get to under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Probably by the time they get the snap off, we'll snap right around 2 minutes. Again, even doing things like having guys in motion here at this level can be a little bit tricky.
Well, there was a delay on this field. There was a lot of screaming over in the other field, and Red just had a long touchdown run. Looked like it could be a fumble at the end, but it is ruled a Red touchdown. That was, I don't know if you could hear that on the broadcast, but that was head coach Alex DeJack letting his line know that he thinks they should be able to penetrate because they have a size advantage. You are bigger than them, he is telling his kids.
Here's a snap. They're going to keep it with a toss to the left. He's got a lot of space.
He's got a lot of room.
He's got a run outside. Bowen is, they're able to get him down the ground there. Excellent job coming across at the last second by
David Reed.
Making an excellent play on that.
That really was an excellent play to track him down all the way from the other side of the field. Looking at the Burgundy line, there were just two, we'll just call them above average kids on the left-hand side. I believe that was, trying to catch the number there. We'll see when they line up again here. We'll try to get the numbers for you. And that was a run away from them towards the smaller side of the line. Cruz Adams got some coaching there from Caleb Robertson on edge guarding the edge of the formation. He has the responsibility for the right side of the defense. 46 seconds left in the half. Green with the ball. 1st and 20 on that holding penalty. So the good run was erased by a holding penalty. With 40 seconds left, they have the ball around the 50, 1st and 20. So the big guys on that side of the line, I see Mason Chambers, but then there's a number 61, which I don't have on my call sheet. We'll have to get his name, but they do look bigger than the average Pee Wee player, and they're side by side next to each other on the left side of the Burgundy defensive line. And again, it's like they're lining up as a 6-man front. Run by Green to the outside. good way to pick the hole. There was a good push from those linemen that I had mentioned, but that was a good read to the outside and a good way to pick the hole.
61 is Joseph Grimaldi.
Are you serious?
It is.
I'm going to hear it from his dad.
Time out of course. They're going to call in here in the second quarter. 34.6 seconds on the clock.
So Joseph Grimaldi II is the head coach of Burgundy Varsity. The third is the head coach of Burgundy Headbusters. And now the fourth, Joseph Grimaldi IV, is playing for Burgundy Pee Wee. I asked him about the third and the fourth, and Joseph Grimaldi III said once you get to third, you are legally obligated to name your son the fourth. "34 seconds left as they're coming to the line, getting set."
Look like they have Gamad and Coolio in the background.
Another
Gamad's
high
gonna
snap.
Take it. He's going to try to get outside. Stutter step.
Nice
He's going to
hesitation.
get outside here on the right side. Going to turn the corner around. Runs through a tackle. Spins. Keeps going. Stays on his feet. Cuts back inside. And they're going to bring him down for a first down run.
I don't know if you can hear that on the broadcast, but Caleb Robertson is politely encouraging them to go low on their tackles and not to grab shoulder pads. And that is really a good teaching point. If you see kids grabbing shoulder pads at this point, of course, if you're in the chase position and you have no other choice, it's better than nothing. But if you have the option of going through the legs as opposed to the shoulder pads, and that's a good way to teach the kids. I like what he's doing there, trying to get that through to him to go through to them to go through the legs, through the thighs.
21 seconds left on the clock here. As they get ready to go, Green's been moving. They're right now not only battling their field position and trying to score, but also the time. There's about only 21 seconds left in the half. Again, that may seem like an eternity in the NFL or in college football, but at this level, that is not a lot of time. They get right, they're sending out someone out wide to the left here. Excuse me. Keto Hori's outside. It looks like they're going to roll to the right. Going to try to get outside. Number 67 trying to turn the corner. He's going to get by Bowen. He turns the corner. He's running, and he is pushed out of bounds right around I think they're going to mark it at the 14, inside the 15-yard line. Excellent run. Timeout call with 11 seconds left. Boy, right now this is one of those drives where you wish you just had another minute or two on the clock. They're going to drive down. Here they are on the 14-yard line.
That was a better snap. It was more level, and the difference was he could get to the outside faster. It doesn't seem like much, but that extra half a second does make a tremendous difference on the timing of the play. Green's strategy obviously is to run to the outside, and I think that's smart. I think Burgundy does have a size advantage inside, but Green has some decent speed, it looks like, and they're able to make some gains to the outside.
Green really using the inside-outside game, running a lot of, not the inside-outside game, they're using a left-right game where they're either running to the left or the right. Basically, it's the same play, running a lot of sweeps and motions to the outside, and very rarely are they going to ever try up in between the tackles or in the middle.
So 1st and 10 on the 13. For Green, what are you calling?
Right now it looks like Green doesn't, they got to keep doing the same. They only have, right now, it looks like the 1 or 2 sweep plays. They've had a lot of success running them to the outside here, kind of in these QB leads. So I would expect them to run
I would put
to
a couple
the left
guys
here.
over on the right, and run to the wide side of the field.
They're going to have to get a key block here on Bowen, number 4, or they're going to have to make a miss.
67 is going right for him. That's exactly right. Oh.
Oh, and he still stays on his feet. He's driving, and he will
What
score! Akito Ori on an excellent job on the outside. I don't even know if he was supposed to get the ball. He caught the snap in the backfield, took the ball, ran across, and made an excellent play there to score. Broke several tackles. Way to keep his pad level low.
Tackle after tackle, spinning out of some of them. It did not look like he was going to get much at all. Then it looked like, well, he'll get a few. No, maybe he'll get inside the 5. And they had a shot to bring him down, and he managed to power through to get into the end zone. Great run by Hideki Hori. So I was mentioning that they have definitely identified Bowen as the guy that needs to be blocked. Bryson Rougeau for Green was lined up wide, and you could tell that he was like fidgeting a little bit at the line. He was excited. He was he was not wide, but just outside the tight end, and staring at Bowen. And at the snap, he ran right for Bowen, got some contact, and kept him out of the play.
Still line up for the extra point here. This will, with its one less than a second left on the clock. Of course, it's on time down. They're going to try up the middle. There's going to be a yellow flag here. Ruled a touchdown. We're going to see what happens on with the flag here. What the call is. And time for one more play for Burgundy. They're going to get a play from the 35 here.
So it was a successful try, and the penalty must have been on the defense, as it's showing 8-0 on the scoreboard. So Burgundy has it at the 35 with 1.6 seconds left. Down 8-0. What do they do?
So what they're going to probably do here is they're going to, I'm going to guess on Burgundy, they're going to probably try to get Bowen on the outside. Hopefully he can break a long run or whatnot, and just try to do it, get anything. It's also an opportunity for Burgundy to just work the play here. You probably don't want to use your best pass play or anything like that, as it probably won't score from here. So what they're going to do is just going to work on, try to get something positive to go in the half. But I would guess they're going to probably use Bowen on a QB keeper. We'll see how they line up.
So what do you think on speed? Is there someone on Burgundy that has, I mean, Bowen's obviously a great runner.
Bowen and Reed are probably some of their faster guys. But I don't know that they have an amazing speed advantage over the other players here.
Ball's on the ground.
What happened there is Bowen picked it up with his knee on the ground. And so, looks like that's going to be the end of the first half. And with Burgundy up 8-0, we'll continue and see you back here in the second half.
I'll go to
Stop by you guys real quick. And here we are at the start of the second half here. Green is up 8-0 against Burgundy Pee-wee. Green, of course, having lost yesterday, Burgundy being victorious. Green, of course, really wants to win here. A lot's going on there. You were in the green huddle. What did you hear?
We talked a little bit about the snaps. Brother Griggs, the head coach, is a former center himself, and he was talking about how hard it is to snap with a wet ball. Dewy. He said but his center great with the snaps in practice. They've just been some of them a little bit high here and a little bit loopy because of the wetness of the ball. That's not something I even noticed. Of course, you notice it when you walk to the position here across the field, but it's not something you're necessarily thinking about when you're watching the game.
Burgundy, of course, on their sideline, they were imploring their guys to tackle low. Very disappointed with a lot of tackling, a lot of up-high tackling. And then they were encouraging some of their playmakers that had moved their feet on offense and on defense and tried not to come, but them. Here's Coolio with the snap. He has the ball. Keep it up the middle. Run up the middle. He's going to run into Joseph Grimaldi and company, and they're going to bring him down after about a yard gain.
Well, they ran straight at the strength of the Burgundy defense there, and Burgundy made the stop. I was talking also about that great scoring play by Hideki Hori. He said the ball was not supposed to go to him. He confirmed that it was just where the snap was, and he caught it and did a great play, which right now is the difference in the game.
Here they are again. It's going to be 2nd and 9. The Rhinos are, of course, trailing the Green Machine. The machine is going to try to get going here. Green Machine's been cycling through different QBs. And we'll see who gets the snap this time. Looks like they're going to go to either, see on the final lineup, either Coolio or Gamede. Gamede's calling out the play. Snap goes to him. He gets it. He's under pressure. He's got to get outside. Reed there, able to wrap him up and bring him down. Excellent job there, and great pressure by David Reed on the play.
Not the quarterback's fault. There was some great form tackling done there, of course, wrapping him up and bringing him down, and he was flooded by people. And he has done a great job so far making one person miss, but even had he been able to break through the form tackle, there were two other Burgundy players, Joseph Grimaldi IV being one of them, who were there to help bring him down.
A lot of times when you're trying to make a tackle, the key is just to be able to go in and hang on to him, wrap up. A lot of players like to try to push the player down or try to hit him with the shoulder. And the key a lot of times is you have to, if anything, just hold on, become a dead weight. And again, Reed wasn't able to get him on the ground by himself, but he was able to help with the other help of the other players by slowing him down. And that's why the key is in a lot of these plays is to wrap up, hang on to something. We've seen many players get pulled down by their jersey, and that's one of the keys to the game here. They get ready to snap here. It looks like we're going to have Gambit at quarterback.
I hear Burgundy saying, "Watch Hideki, watch Hideki." Hideki's lined up wide on the right-hand side of the formation. I don't think the ball is going to him.
Here's the snap. As they send a man in motion, he clears, sets, and here's the snap. It goes to Coolio. Coolio's going to try to run up the middle, try to run through, and again, we see them being able to gain a few yards and hold them down after a small gain.
That was great penetration by Joseph Grimaldi IV on the left-hand side, and then he was able to, the run with the defensive left. The run was more to the defensive right, and he was able to come over and take him down from behind.
Again, now they will, of course, quote-unquote punt here, and that means they will get 25 yards of field position. One of the things that you saw there was an excellent job by number 80 there, being able to just hang on, and even though he eventually makes a tackle, he just hangs on, slows down progress, and waits for his friend to come in and help finish him off. So Burgundy's going to get a chance here with about 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter, 12 minutes left in the game, and they're going to see if they can put together a drive here to tie it up. You can see Coach Patton is, of course, talking to Bowen and Cruz and some of the other guys in the backfield, trying to get more out of them. Cruz Adams, number 20, who had some big plays yesterday. We haven't seen much of him today. Whereas Burgundy has not had to run a lot of snaps on offense. So we'll see if we can get them going today. Their coaches will see if they can get going on that. Here's a snap. It's going to be kind of a handoff here, kind of run to the right, still shedding tackles, running. It's going to fall down for about a yard or two on the play. Looked like a little bit of confusion on there, what was going on. Looked like they weren't quite set in the backfield there. The clock continues to tick as we're going to be ticking under 3 minutes to go here. Second and about 10 says on the scoreboard, and it looks about that on the chains there. Maybe a second and 9. Green's going to make some substitutions.
Burgundy's still in the huddle.
If you're Burgundy at this time, you have to be looking for a different kind of something to get your offense going. A lot of their plays haven't worked. We're going to find out how deep their bag of tricks are. You got to kind of look at this as possibly one. They may only have 2 drives in the second half here. They got to take advantage of this one. They got the stop that they needed to. Now is their opportunity to try to score and win and try to tie up the game. Green, of course, is going to be trying to obviously hold them. You see Green playing out wide. They're really sitting on, waiting on those outside powers. So it's going to be Cruz Adams outside with Bowen in a block. Adams is going to cut inside, going to carry the ball, cuts back across the way, stiff arms a man, and hit hard and brought down right around past midfield.
John Coelho, again, coming from the other side of the field as he cut back to the center, saved what could have been a much bigger play,
Injury timeout on the field. Looks like a little bit of a stinger there. Possibly may have hit his hand on the play. Coach Riggs is going to look at him. Of course, Coach Riggs himself is kind of familiar with a lot of these injuries, as he himself has was famously had a kind of horrific collarbone injury at one point playing. He's played a lot of football over the years. Riggs was a voracious tackler, despite weighing what looks like 120 pounds. He would say he probably weighs 150, but I don't know about that. But he was one of the best tacklers. The Griggs family is well known around here. They're one of the things they're most known for is their tackling, great form tackling, an excellent job on the play there. So they're going to call for the medic, get the young man attended to. The medic cart will be coming over shortly.
Medical staff is crossing the field. Player's up and moving around. Does seem to be favoring his one arm.
We'll try to keep you updated. We'll try to keep you updated on that as we come across more information. All right, now as we continue on with the game here, it looks like Green's going to line up. They have about under a minute 30 left in the quarter. And as they get ready and lined up here, looks like Bowen is going to be under center, with behind him being Scherzer and Adams. Here's snap. It's going to be a handoff to Adams. Adams stiff arms a man. He's going to come out on the outside. Stiff arms another. Stiff arms another.
Three in
he
a
can
row.
break it. It's a foot race. He's going to stiff arm another man. And he could go all the way. Adams, give him 6. The Rhinos score. They're only down 6-8 here. What will they do on the extra point? Excellent job there. Very physical run by Adams. Adams, of course, we've seen him use the stiff arm before. Interesting move downfield. Looked like he went to engage for contact instead of trying to make the man miss.
Cruz Adams with 1, 2, 3, 4 stiff arms along the way. And he was going to the outside. You can't help root for the kids no matter what team they're on. As he was breaking to the outside, I was like, go, go. And he cut back to the inside. I was like, oh, I kind of groaned inside. But he cut back inside so he could stiff arm his 4th player and put him to the ground and then run free into the end zone, looking for the contact.
It's a young man who really embraces contact. It's almost like they grew up with the achievement generation, try to get as many stiff arms as you can in a game. He's up to 4 right now.
New level unlocked.
Yeah.
You've earned a badge.
He's doing the Madden skills challenges. All right, this is a big play here for Green and for Burgundy. It's 8-6 right now. That extra point by Green is a big convert. So in order right now for Burgundy to tie the game, they're going to need to convert on this. So we've seen some physical runs here from Adams and company. You just had that. So they're going to get all lined up here. Looks like they're struggling to get some people lined up. They're going to help in the young man with the helmet there. And here they go. Bowen under center, Adams behind him, and Scherzer. Going to give it off to Scherzer. Scherzer's going to try to power his way. They're pushing, they're driving. There's a penalty on the flag. We're going to see what they call.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Referees are having a discussion. Coaches are making their case. No good. Try is no good. So green, big stop there. They will stay up by 2, 8-6.
This is where we need a sideline reporter to run out to the refs and ask them what the call was. Let us know what's happening there. I don't believe they can assist the runner by pushing from behind. Is that true on this? I know that happens in the NFL all the time. That's like an in vogue play for the quarterback sneak. I'm not sure that's allowed here for safety reasons.
Yeah, because of course we're playing high school rules, and I wish to say modified high school rules, as it were. Generally, the default setting and for the timer settings is high school rules, but there are some modifications and changes on that. So I believe that was the call on that.
That's tough. If you watch the NFL every Sunday, you are going to see that play, a play where you're assisting the runner, and kids watch that and then naturally think that they can do it.
Well, green here, they're probably going to, I would be surprised if they get their playoff before the end of the quarter here. It's going to be...
They're trying to run on a sub.
Sometimes you got to wonder if the green coaches, they purposely call subs and they do everything to look like they're going to try to run the play off, but they have no intention of actually ever running that play. I have had a few coaches admit to me that they have done that. I'm not saying that's what's happening with green here, but I mean, it could be legitimately they can't get the kids lined up in time. We are at the Pee Wee level, but it's also easy to sell like you can't get the kids lined up in time. And that is happening.
At 8-6, with 1 quarter left, only 8 minutes, you can see why there'd be, with a run clock, you can see why there'd be some incentive to maybe, we'll just let this clock run out. I overheard a conversation between two coaches, or a coach and a ref, talking about a coach on the other team, and the ref said delaying and slowing things down. And the ref said, no, but he was yelling, hurry, hurry, hurry. And he was like, yeah, of course he was. Didn't matter. On a personal level, to me, that is soccer encroaching in on American football, and I despise it with all of my being.
Well, you have to understand here, there's not a set play clock on this for this level right here. As the day progresses and as the levels progress and as we get farther in the week, there will actually be more of a play clock. Right now, though, you can kind of milk that, and there's a legitimate strategy that some coaches employ to try to.
Well, let me say that we have no idea whether that happened here. We just you can't tell because it really is sometimes difficult to get the kids lined up. But yes, just as an American citizen and patriot, I hate the soccer mentality creeping in ever so slowly to God's sport, American football.
So green has an 8-6 lead here. What are some keys that they would have going into this next part here that you would think is key for them?
I don't want to belabor the point, but the snap makes a difference. When the snap is up in the air, Grimaldi and Chambers are getting enough penetration that if the quarterback has to wait just a little too long, he has no chance. And it's ended up in some big losses for them. If the snap is cleaner, green has been able to get to the outside.
Here's the play. It's going to be a pitch on the outside. They're going to try to run in, and they're going to wrap up there for a few yard loss there, maybe a yard or two loss on the play. Excellent job. So obviously Bernie's going to try to get a stop and get the ball back. What's one of the keys here that you think, you mentioned the snap, what are some other things that could help with green here? What's one of the keys for their drive here?
I would say the key then on Burgundy's side is they have the outside pressure. They have to string plays out and make sure that they can't get to the outside, and I would especially be concerned about the wide side of the field. At the high school and college level, the hash marks are wider. So whereas there are a left and right hash mark in the pros, it's not as dramatic a difference. Sometimes you have so much space. If I was red, I would be very concerned about the wide side of the field. Burgundy.
Of course, one of the keys here on this final drive is green can't have a turnover, because that's one of the things that's been important at this level. We've seen a few games switch on turnover. Again, due to the low-scoring nature of this game, they didn't want to give Burgundy a short field. Burgundy, of course, is going to try to get them to give up the ball here. They get ready to go here. 8-6, green has the ball. Here's the snap. It's going to be kind of a pitch off to your, kind of up to the middle, and he's going to fall forward for about a yard, maybe 2. At this point with green, the clock is their ally, and for Burgundy as their enemy. We're going to be ticking under 6 minutes to go. So right now there's an equipment malfunction, and one of the players has got to go out for a play. So they're going to bring in a new player. Cruz Adams is going to go out. Just an update there. It seems that the young man that went out earlier, John Coolio, is doing okay on the sideline. It's kind of, I think they're just out of precaution, making sure everything's good. Safety is generally one of the highest priorities here. And so they're going to keep an eye, just probably, I don't know that he'll return this game, but they're just keeping an eye on him. He seems to be moving around, doing a good job over there.
Yeah, the fact that he is up and watching the game is, of course, a good sign. He's not in the medical tent, which is where he would be if it was more serious. Not that green doesn't miss him.
We can argue that the score, as brought up earlier, probably would not have happened. That was to his side of the field. Here's the snap. It's going to be a high looper. He's going to catch it, try to get off to the outside, but Burgundy's just going to get in the backfield, swallow him up there. Burgundy's going to call a timeout. 5:14 left on the clock. So this is going to be interesting here, because they're going to punt the ball, as it were, to Burgundy, which is going to be a 25-yard. At this level, they just give 25 yards. We're going to go ahead and move the ball to, which it looks like it will be about a little bit past midfield. And then Burgundy will have a chance to go in to score to win the game here. Green is going to, of course, obviously try to stop them. We'll see how this works. Burgundy had that big play later on. We'll see what happens in this game, in this drive.
It looks like John Coelho is coming back out onto the field to play.
Yeah, it looks like he just got taped up a little bit. Probably scraped his hand or his wrist there a little bit. Looks like he got some tape on there. He's coming back into this game. It's a big deal for Green. He's been one of their best players. All right, finals with an opportunity for a last kind of drive here. Trying to have another chance to try to win the game. The machine's going to try to stop them. As they get lined up here, we see Bowen under center. This time we see Scherzer as the up man and Adams in the backfield. We've got to think that they love to give the ball to Adams after that physical run earlier today. Here's the snap. It's going to give to Adams. Adams on the outside. He's going to try it. Stiff arms another man. Stiff arms another man. Oh, but this time, Gamede's able to get him down on the ground.
It's a good solid form tackle there.
They're going to line up on their line, try to get up there. Clock's ticking as we're going to tick under 4 minutes and 30 seconds to play.
I mean, it's your second game, you have limited information. I don't think it's a bad idea to try to ride the the Cruz Adams train there and keep running them.
Here's a snap. He's going to keep himself. Bowen's going to try to run outside there, and they're going to drop him for a loss there. Good job on that play by them. And Ryle doing an excellent job on that tackle. Gets in the backfield early. It's going to bring up a second, and I'm going to say, I'm trying to see where
I think there was some miscommunication on that play.
I did think I thought I saw a flag on the play there.
I thought I did too. So it's saying it's 1st and 10. They may have called off. Could they have called offsides on Green?
Offsides on defense. Okay. So yeah, they're going to move the chains and bring him in. Here comes Bowen on the QB keeper on the outside. He's going to get to the outside. Stiff arms the man. Cuts inside. Julio tries to stop him there and slows him down. Again, you see the difference that having John back in the game makes. Excellent job to be able to get him down.
He got far. Yeah, he got far enough to the outside to slow him up so that Ryle Gamad could finish him off, bring him down. Potentially game-saving containment there by number 9.
So obviously Burgundy's been trying to run to a lot with, they've been doing this kind of play where they run Adams and Scherzer to one side, and then their counter is they have Bowen keeping himself. He's going to give outside to Reed, but Reed is brought down immediately in the backfield by Ryle. Ryle, excellent job, gets in there fast. Really using his speed on the outside to get around and get in the backfield, makes an excellent play.
So 2:30 left, 2nd and 10. Ball on the 34. Actually, they're calling it 2nd and 16. Ball on the 34.
Here's snap. Bowen has it. It's going to run outside. Oh, good form tackle. Way to hang on. Again, here, even though he didn't get Bowen down in the first play, boy, being able to wrap up really seems to make a difference.
Hold on and wait for your friends. You don't actually have to finish the tackle. That's why there's other people out there. That's, by the way, why outside containment is so important. As you'll often hear coaches say, the inside is where your friends are. So you make sure you hold the outside contained. Your friends will come from the inside to help out.
Here's snap. They're going to try to run forward.
Green was just in the backfield so quick.
Green really seems to be making a lot of headway coming in on that left side. Let's call a timeout. Minute 30 left. Fourth down. Obviously, Burgundy's going to have to go for this here. Try to make something happen. So if you're Burgundy here, what's something you see them possibly doing? We haven't seen them attempt any passing game, so it looks like they're consigned to their running game. What do you think is going to be their best option here?
I would run Cruz on a pitch to the far side, the wide side, which is the left side of the field here this time. I don't know if that's even in their playbook, but again, pitches, did they practice pitches? I think that would help him and just give him a little bit of an extra boost to get to the outside. And again, there's been some decent penetration on the left side of the Burgundy offense. And so if he could just if Bowen could just receive the snap and pitch it to Cruz as he's heading left, I think that would have a chance.
Bowen to take the snap. They're going to try to get outside to the left. They give it to Adams. Adams is trying to get outside, but Ryle hangs on. Hanging on for dear life. They still can't get him down. Now they do. Birding calls another timeout. Of course, the clock would run after a change possession. They would get the ball set and keep running at a high school level. So calling a timeout will stop it, but it should be, if I'm correct, Green's ball now in offense.
Well, we sort of hold him at life point. Yeah, when I tell them, they're not too motivated anymore. I don't even at 4:45.
Chains haven't moved yet. Now they do. And that's going to be the game there. I don't think they're going to make them run a play there. So they're going to let it run out. And as they can go through, they congratulate each other. Good win for Green there. They get a bounce back win after losing yesterday. Burgundy suffers a loss. They will go to 1-1, same as Green. And Green now, after an 8-6 win, is going to take home. They'll be happy with that. And we'll see you back in a little bit here for
Headbusters.
Headbusters.
What's the next one on this field?
Headbusters. It should be Burgundy and Green. So we have Burgundy and Green next. It'll be Headbusters, and we'll get KFL and then go to Harding Chapel and JV varsity after. Yeah. Yes, sir. Red and blue will be on that field all day.
All right.
Alright. Stop by you again.